yes. Again, when you're just given information and there's just so much of it that you can't go through it all. There's no process to go through it all. You just trust that it's all okay. Or you just aren't involved and people are doing things for you sometimes with consultants. And so with the mastermind, that is not at all what the model is. And I think it's so much better because it gives you the ability to, number one, work with other people who are doing the same job that you are, but maybe at a different level or a different time in their life. They have different skills and knowledge to bring to the table. And you're learning. So you're not just being given information, you're actually learning how to do this. How do I implement something? How do I look at what needs to be changed? How am I actually going to change that? And I have people that are going to help me and then that are going to keep me accountable to institute those changes and be able to do it on my own. So now I can do things on my own that I would have 2 years ago didn't even know. I didn't even know what they were.
Yeah. And it's fun. The degree, it's fun.
Yeah.
Now, there aren't places for consultants, and you hired a consultant to help you become a certified medical home. And that has made a big difference. Why is that important in New York?
In New York, if you have a high population of patients with Medicaid, becoming a medical home is very helpful. But to become a medical home, it is mounds and mounds of paperwork and processes that you have to write out and reports that you have to run. And it is not something that I could have done and still seeing patients. It's just the time it takes. There's just too much time that it takes. It would take away from the revenue that you would generate by seeing patients.
What's interesting with the PCMH consultants, they should be giving you, here's a bunch of piece of paper, let's submit these paper and let's apply. But since it's medical and it's not business, they have you, the physician, fill out the paperwork. So they just take the paper that you wrote, copy, cut, and paste it, and put it into the portal. So it has to be done by a physician because it's medical.
Yes. So it's a more collaborative consultant than a consultant that just gives you information. It's dialogue, but then they do the things that take all the time, writing things up, putting in certain places that all are required to become a medical home.
Yeah, very
Yeah, they're like doing all the clicking.
Yes.
And they're like a scribe. You're telling them, this is what I'm doing, this is the plan. And they're putting that all into paper in a way that it works so you can get certified. Because that has an impact on your revenue if you're in New York. That doesn't apply to every state, but in New York it does. So that's a great case study of how a genius leader like Dr. Wania uses a consultant to get things done properly. And so I don't want people in the audience to think that I don't like consultants. It's that if you're the leader of a group and you hire somebody to be a consultant, is like when you hire an employee, you need to tell them what you want done, what the time frame is, and what you're going to pay, and what you're going to measure to hold them accountable. That's the first step. And there are times where the consultant, as Dr. Wani is mentioning, makes a huge difference because they've done this process multiple times and they're just able to get it done, and it has a great impact on your practice.